I'm Kate Langbrook, host of Australia's #1 interview podcast for women, No Filter. Every week, whether it's a celebrity or an ordinary person with an extraordinary story, we get to the part nobody's heard before. Now, Mamamia subscribers get to hear it first. We're giving subscribers exclusive early access to every episode of No Filter, dropping new episodes every Saturday at 6 a.m, 2 days before regular listeners. Plus, you get access to subscriber-exclusive episodes across the Mamamia network. From $9.99, cancel anytime. Go to mamamia.com.au/subscribe and become a Mamamia subscriber today.
You're listening to a Mamamia podcast.
Hello and welcome to Well, the podcast for your health and body explained. I am Dr. Ginni Mansberg. I'm a GP. I'm located in Sydney. I have a lot of children and I now have 2 grandchildren. I'm just going to rub that in because yes, I got there.
Oh, I love that. I'm Cath Mahoney. I'm a single mum. I only have 1 child that I know of. And I am here for this podcast. So what are we discussing today? A new technology developed in Australia is being labelled a breast cancer game changer. I can't wait to hear about that. There's surprising new finds that can help fend off Alzheimer's. And in asking for a friend, your anonymous, awkward health questions. We're talking low sex drive and lots of hair shedding. Yep, it's all happening.
But first, it's time for What the Health, your quick dose of women's health headlines.
What the?
Oh, what the?
This is I don't understand.
What the health?
Give it to us straight, Dr. Ginny.
Okay, I'm still trying to work this out because this is just insane. But there's this new technology developed right here in Australia that experts are saying is going to be a bit of a game changer for breast cancer. Now, it's called the Concept Probe and started in University of Western Australia. Engineers and doctors have been working together on it for about 13 years. And basically, what they're looking at is instead of using a finger, surgeons are going to be able to use just this probe inside the surgical cavity to identify any suspicious tumour. So it's used during surgery. It's not like for an examination by your GP. But they're actually going to be able to tell without having to cut something out, send it off for a biopsy, leave the patient on the table, wait to get the
there
answer.
And then?
Yeah, it's actually
Wow.
they're going to be able to go, I think of it as panning for gold, like inside once they're in there going, no, there's still some stuff in there. Can you go and get that back out as well? I actually think that's really good.
That's
I think
incredible.
I'd want to know if I was going to have a breast cancer cut out that they got all of it and that
Yes.
they actually got the suspicious stuff as well as leaving alone the stuff that's not suspicious. I don't want too much of my boob cut out. Thanks very much.
No, but incredible that that's coming from Western Australia.
Yeah, so good. How good are Aussie engineers?
Yes.
So great. Cath, I have been reading a lot in the papers about overdiagnosis apparently of women with ADHD, with a lot of doctors saying that it's just a lifestyle thing. These women are out for a bit of a kind of a limitless Brad Cooper style pill that's going to give them an unfair advantage, and that all they are is a little bit distracted and they just need a little bit more self-discipline. How does that make you feel?
I'm feeling attacked. I mean, I got late life diagnosis. But isn't it a thing with perimenopause? It can show up because your estrogen, all of your levels just kind of do crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I think it unmasks something that was always there. So if you were the sort of girl who was perfectly fine at school, always got all your homework done, completely fine, you were never off the boil, and it all happens in perimenopause, that's more likely to be something hormonal, a temporary thing. But most of the girls we're diagnosing, in retrospect, have had problems like getting their schoolwork done, underperformed in university, underperformed at work, underperformed in relationships because they were so scatty. But because they didn't have that stereotype of the naughty boy, they missed out on the diagnosis when they were young. And it's all catching up to them now. And this is happening a lot with millennial women as well as the Gen X women. And I feel like there's just a bit of gaslighting of women yet again in this story that's been all over the papers. I feel like it's really wild.
So do you think women should just be going to their doctors about stuff like this? It took me a while to go.
Look, if you're diagnosing yourself based on a TikToker who's not a doctor, then I think, well, guess what? You've got to get checked out by a doctor anyway. You can't actually get access to the formal diagnosis or any sort of medication except through a psychiatrist. So, like, there's somebody who's going to gatekeep on you anyway. And I don't think there's a lot of evidence that this diagnosis is being scattered around like there's no tomorrow. Most of the women who are getting diagnosed now clearly go, this is what's been happening my whole life. Actually everything's lining up for me now. Is that how you felt when you got diagnosed?
I always thought I just had a superpower that I could do a lot of things. So I didn't have a lot of, I could finish my homework. I did okay at uni, blah, blah, blah. But in the last probably 2 years, instead of doing 10 things and being able to do 10 things at once, I'll start the dishwasher and I won't empty it. Then I'll try and put a wash on. Then I'll answer an email. Then I'll buy something from Amazon. Then I'll pack Lewis's lunchbox. But I won't have finished any of them.
Yeah.
And then like suddenly Lewis will go, you'll need to pick me up later. And I just suddenly am overwhelmed and I'll forget to. And I was like, I was fine with all this stuff.
Yeah.
And now it makes a lot of sense for me around numbers. Numbers never made sense.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Ginny, how many times have you and I discussed this next subject? Supplement stacking.
Oh, yes.
So, supplement stacking is a massive TikTok trend where creators combine multiple vitamins, powders, and pills into daily routines to optimize health, energy, or fitness. Is there such a thing as taking too many supplements at once, Ginny? I mean, I know the answer, but tell the listeners.
You'll be amazed to hear that, yes, it can be completely problematic. Number one, you can overdose on some of these things. I mean, I think it got into the papers and on TV about the vitamin B6 overdoses. Turns out there were heaps of people who were getting like permanent nerve and brain damage from having too much vitamin B6 because it was in everything. They were in their stacks, in their multivitamin stacks, in their weight loss powders, in their protein powders. So it was sort of creeping up quite a lot. So that's the first thing. Sometimes these things don't go well together and they don't play nicely in the sandbox together. You can end up with a whole heap of side effects, but sometimes they're quite serious, like a liver damage and ending up in the emergency department. Some of them can't be absorbed together, like they compete for the same enzymes to actually help them absorb. So there are certain things, if you take them together, they're not good. Like, for example, calcium and iron don't play well in the sandpit together. Sometimes they interact with your medication. Sometimes the fact that they're natural, you just assume that they're safe and you can just have more and more and more.
That was my problem.
Really?
You're like, they're natural, so I can just take whatever. And that's not the case, is it?
It's
and
not.
The dose is got to be specific too.
Yeah, and the thing that's really freaking me out are the people who are getting their customised stack. So they go and do some blood test. I don't even know what is in this blood test. Some uber expensive blood test and urine test and whatever. And then they get a personalised stack sent to them. I don't know where this stuff is made. I don't know the hygiene conditions of where it's being made. I don't know whether what they say is in it is actually what's in it. I would not be taking this stuff at all. The other thing is, if you're feeling rubbish, the answer is not always to take a whole heap of vitamins and stack a whole lot of supplements. You probably want to go to your doctor and get a proper diagnosis. So delayed diagnosis is one thing. You also get a ridiculous hole burnt in your pocket. Like I remember we spoke about this.
Yeah.
It's very expensive to get all these things, and I'd rather you spend that money on literally a really great salad. Like maybe put some extra good protein in your salad. That would be a much better way to get and you're never going to overdose on salad, in good news. So I think what we've got to do is just unpack everything that you're taking, go and see your GP. If you can't get in to see your GP, maybe ask your pharmacist about it. But I think most people don't even need any of this stuff at all. You know how many supplements I take?
I know.
Donut. I don't take any. Because I eat, despite the fact that every time I see Cath, I basically hoover up an entire packet of jelly snakes. It's a Cath effect. Mostly I'm actually pretty healthy, as you know.
Super healthy. I've been to your house many times for dinner. You eat your supplements.
I do.
My supplements of 25 are probably down to 2, thanks to you. Save
you
me
and
a
Sally
fortune.
Hepworth, like between you, I think you need an entire suitcase just for your supplements.
Okay, up next, we need to talk about brain health. If you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there, you're definitely not alone. But when does forgetfulness become something to worry about?
How are you? Well, how are you feeling?
Are you well?
Cath, I feel like I'm on a run at the moment with so many of my patients coming in to talk to me about their memory loss and how they're worried because they've got like dementia in their family. They're convinced that their memory loss is like catastrophic and they want to know what can they do to prevent dementia. So the first thing that I want everyone listening to us to know is that dementia before the age of 65 is like really, really rare.
Oh, is it?
It happens in some like family genetic conditions. Like you're going to know because probably your dad got dementia at 57 or your mum. Like that's just so unusual. There are certain conditions that do that. But for the vast majority of people, this is a condition that's going to start into your 70s and 80s, maybe late 60s. But for most of the women that I see, they're way too young to have that.
So with dementia, I mean, I know the word and I've seen it in movies and in TV shows, but what exactly is it and how does it normally start in somebody of a, in that age group?
I think of it as like brain failure.
Okay.
In the same way that your heart, when your heart doesn't work properly, it's heart failure.
Yeah.
With dementia, it's sure your memory doesn't work, but it's also your interpersonal skills don't work very well. You might get like very moody, cranky at people, losing it at people. I know if you're perimenopausal and you've lost it at everybody in your life, but this is now starting to be people you don't even know. I remember one of my uncles had a fight with the automatic checkout machine at Coles, beat it up, won, and got banned from Coles.
Oh, wow.
And that was how we worked out he had dementia.
So it's like a real personality change.
Absolute personality change. It's also not knowing how to do things that you used to be able to do really well. So you get a bill, and I see this with a lot of my patients. They all of a sudden realise their mum hasn't paid 8 bills and now the electricity is going to be cut off, and it's because she was too embarrassed. She didn't know how to do it anymore. So she used to be able to go online, pay the bills. That's all too much. Or she'll go into the car park of the shopping centre she's always gone to, always is parked in the same spot, can't get out, can't remember how to get out of the car park. This is the sort of thing that is really common, but people don't clock it. They're just looking for the memory. In terms of the memory thing, people with depression, they will say, oh, I just can't remember, I can't remember. With people with dementia, they fluff it. So what they'll do is they'll ring you and tell you something, and literally 10 minutes later ring you and have the same conversation. You go, what are you talking about? You just rang me and told me this. No, I didn't. And they get quite defensive about it. That is the kind of memory loss that really worries me. The women who walk into my surgery who are telling me about their memory loss, that's almost the definition of not dementia.
Of not
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what could it be if they are sort of experiencing that?
Very likely to be perimenopause in my rooms because that's a lot of the women that I see are in midlife, and so common, particularly names for things, names for people, the name of the project, the thing that you've always known, that name of that ingredient that is so important for your curry and you can't remember what it is and you're trying to look it up to go shopping online. It's that kind of thing that is just so common, and it may or may not come back.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it would definitely come back because I am in the couldn't remember the name for spoon the other day phase of my life.
Yes.
So is that, I thought it would come back.
Get some good sleep and it'll come back. Like
okay.
that, you'll notice that when you are not sleeping well, that
Yes.
kind of memory really just
Yeah.
it just goes like out the plug hole, like the bathwater. But yeah, get some sleep. If you've got any hot flushes, get those sorted, and generally those things come back. Sometimes remembering the names of the people at work, that doesn't always come back. Like name finding can be a bit harder as you're getting older. Sorry, everyone.
I'm already, thank gosh for Google and
Yes.
for phones. Can this happen to women who are not of perimenopause age?
Oh, absolutely. So with a mood disorder,
Okay.
losing your memory is almost a symptom of depression, so very, very common.
Okay.
Anyone who is not sleeping, ask any new mum.
Yeah.
Honestly, the new mums forget, like they put the washing in the washing machine and 2 days later go to do another load of washing and realise the one she did 2 days ago was in there. The chicken that she put on and was intending to cook and forgot, and 2 days later finds it. Anything that deprives you of your sleep is going to kill off your memory.
Okay.
That's really common. What is not common is the other things I was talking about, the major personality changes, the major not being able to do things that you could always do before. That's a real sign of a problem.
Okay.
The red flag is when your memory problems start affecting your independence, or the people around you notice a really big change before you do.
Okay, so if someone is listening and they've noticed maybe, a friend or a parent who is of that age and some of these things are happening, what would you suggest they do?
So I would say step one is go online and find a test called GP Cog, which a carer can do, which is just a multi-point questionnaire. It takes you like 2 minutes to do it. Print it out, make the appointment with your loved one's GP and take them to the doctor. Bring that with you.
Okay, great. Okay, up next, we're heading south of the shoulders and talking all things armpits.
Oh. Okay, moving on to our next Are You Well? Stinky pits, pit stains, sweaty pits, all the armpit problems you're getting but not fully understanding.
I've got a few.
Really?
Yes. If I wear silk, it's very pitty.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's fabric or if it's a Mahoney pit situation, but I'm here for you to unpack this.
Excellent. Well, for anyone who's finding their white T-shirt wearing days are perhaps a thing of the past, you are going to need to listen up to, not just Mahoney.
Is it an age thing too?
Yeah, I mean, peri will definitely make it worse. Definitely changes your sweat, the amount, the colour. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, everything just changes around perimenopause. But not all sweat is created equal. I think this is really important to say. Okay. We have, if you've got the sweat, on the top of your head, on your scalp, on your forehead, top lip, that basically comes from these sweat glands that are called eccrine glands. And the sweat that they make is mostly water with a little bit of salt in there. Mm-hmm. And it's got a job, which is just to sort of cool you down. Okay. Groin around hairy skin, which can also get a bit swiffy.
I have a sweaty groin.
Yeah.
Oh,
bums,
I just said that out loud.
Hairy bum, yeah.
Just not lush.
Yeah, no, it's not your best luck, isn't it? So basically that sweat is a little bit different, including your armpit sweat. It's actually made by your apocrine glands, which are a completely different thing.
Oh, it sounds like a Harry Styles song. It's not?
No. Can you sing it to me? I love that.
Oh, maybe it's aperture. Yeah, I'm going to pretend that's what it was from a groin sweat. It was Harry Styles.
But the apocrine sweat glands, they produce this lovely, thicker, cheesier sort of protein and fat.
Can we not call it cheesier around my groin area?
Well, everybody has it, and it's a bit rich and protein and fatty. So bacteria just look at the water and the salt and go, ugh, not doing that. Yeah. But when there's a nice bit of fatty, cheesy protein on offer, they're like happy days.
Oh,
and they jump in there. Smorgasbord. It's it's the degustation menu right there. And your bacteria in your pits are just going, oh, I am just so happy. This is a meal of kings. And they jump in there and create some aromas, which we don't like, do we? Don't like the aromas. So, yeah, your fresh sweat is pretty much odourless, but when you combine it with the bacteria, in comes your stinky pit situation. And so whenever you've got more sweat, that's more food for the bacteria. So we've got the problem of the bacteria, the ingredients of the sweat, and the increased volume of sweat together, and that is what your problem is. So
How
do you
can
want to
we
know
change this? Please.
Okay, I've got another name for you. It's possibly a waiter, possibly a muppet. It's bromhidrosis.
Oh, Brom! I think I went to uni with Brom. He did physics. Tell me about Brom.
Did he wear a brown cardigan?
He did. Tell me about Brom.
Bromhidrosis is not to be confused with hyperhidrosis. So hyperhidrosis is excessive sweating.
Okay.
Bromhidrosis is stinky sweating.
I definitely went to uni with Brom then. Yeah.
So basically it's where your genes combined with the kind of microbiome you've got living in your armpit and your hormones and then certain foods that you eat that will just like feed the fat and cheesy sort of protein-rich environment that's coming out of your armpits. And together they just make a beautiful soup that turns into the foul-smelling armpit funk.
Okay, what can we do about it?
So what we're going to do is, and I know it sounds really obvious, it would be really good if you wash your shirt every day.
Oh, as simple as that?
Well, that's going to help. Can't you tell? Like if somebody is stinky at 9 a.m, they have not really had time to build up the volume of bacteria to provide that amount of aroma. That's hanging around on the shirt from yesterday, perhaps the last week. So perhaps a little hygiene would help.
Okay.
A little antibacterial soap type situation that could change some of the microbiome.
Oh, so what is an antibacterial soap? So not all soaps made equally?
No.
Okay.
And if you don't use a soap, even antibacterial washes.
Okay.
If you're not sure, ask your pharmacist.
Okay.
They have got those kinds of things. Just once in the morning.
Yeah.
There were a couple of studies that did show that certain non-aluminium deodorants were better for the microbiome of your armpits. I find with my patients that doesn't work for everybody. It only works for some people.
But is it worth trying a few different
I reckon it's worth trying a few other things. While we're going and spending money on deodorant, there is a deodorant with 30% aluminium.
Okay.
Now, which seems a lot, but the whole idea of the aluminium is that it actually sticks in those apocrine sweat glands and kind of blocks them, which sounds terrible, but it's very temporary. So it doesn't cause any infections or things like that. It just reduces the amount of sweat. So they're your really heavy-duty deodorants. They're a lot more expensive with the higher aluminium content. They often don't disclose how much is in them.
Okay.
But there is a couple of brands where you can only get them from the pharmacist, and you need to have failed those in order when you go to see your dermatologist to get
Oh, I know this. Injectables?
Anti-wrinkle
injectables.
So it turns out they don't just fight your wrinkles, they fight your sweat glands as well, and it can actually nix your sweat altogether. Like, people just hardly sweat with this in, and it lasts for like 6 months, which just goes to show you really can get your anti-wrinkle injections anywhere.
You can.
Your armpits.
Yes, I worked with a guy on TV and he was really sweaty and on camera and fixed the sweat under his arms. Yeah.
Now, it is not comfortable. So the thing is, it does really paralyse the muscles that are linked to those apocrine sweat glands. Apparently, it's really painful. I've seen people have it done in their hands and feet as well.
Hands would be all of it, actually.
Feet is apparently next level. Like, you need to be a superhero to have that. But it does work. It like gets rid of your sweat. And once you get rid of your sweat, the stinky pit era is gone. And then you only need to get it done sometimes only every 6 months.
Yes.
So it's worked a treat for so many of my patients. You need to have failed one of those very high dose only from the pharmacy type of, it's not on prescription from your doctor. You just need to have had this pharmacy only brand of deodorant and failed it. And it has to have been going on for 3 months or more. That's definitely the situation with most people. Yeah. On your hands, on your feet. If you get sweaty feet, it's a roll-on. There's a spray and a roll-on. But like if you get really sweaty feet and you're getting things like plantar warts, that sort of thing.
Okay, I feel really like that's for another episode.
Oh my goodness, can someone write in for a friend about that one? Because we're going to do that. But these deodorants are really good. Like,
you did touch on food earlier. What certain foods can make things worse in the armpit department?
Garlic, onions, chili, curry, not great. Some people find that all the brassica vegetables, your cruciferous, your cabbage, your Brussels sprouts, your
collies.
I love
Brussels sprouts.
Me too.
Okay.
Those can make it worse. Not for everyone, but for some people it can really make it worse.
Okay. So there's a smorgasbord, literally, of things that we can do.
We've given a smorgasbord to the bacteria, and now we're going to remove their smorgasbord with the smorgasbord of treatment options.
Love what you did there, Dr. Ginny.
So for anyone who's listening, this is what I want them to remember. Sweating is normal. Smelling happens because of bacteria, not because your sweat per se is dirty.
Okay.
And if your sweating is affecting your confidence or it affects your daily life, which it does, it can happen all the time, there are so many treatments available.
So many. Up next, asking for a friend. We've got one about a disappearing sex drive in your late 30s and another from a listener who's convinced she's shedding enough hair to knit herself a scarf.
I'm just asking for a friend.
So, my friends, they want to know. It's not for me.
Hashtag just asking for a friend.
Okay, it's time for my favourite. Asking for a friend. Awkward, anonymous health questions that we know actually aren't about your friend, but we pretend they are anyway. Today's question comes from an anonymous listener. I'm going to read it out. Hi, Ginny and Cath. I'm 38 and I've started noticing changes in my sex drive that I wasn't expecting. I love my partner, but my interest has really dropped compared to a few years ago. Is this common in your late 30s, and could stress, hormones or lifestyle be affecting it?
Yes, and yes.
Yes.
So, anonymous. Let's talk low libido. Cath, there are generally 2 brands of low libido in this world.
Okay, tell me.
Low libido number 1 is when you go, oh, I really don't want to, please, not tonight.
Yeah.
And you make all the excuses in the world. And then you do it and you go, actually, that's quite good. I should probably do that more often, like going for a run. And the antidote to that could be going and having an affair.
Oh, God, no.
Yes,
we're not encouraging that.
I know it's very expensive. It's very messy. It's very inconvenient. Certainly not recommended by this show.
No.
But that will certainly turbocharge your libido. But if you want to look at your partner and want to rip his clothes off, that's going to last for about 3 months. So you're going to have to cycle through them quite quickly. Very inconvenient.
Is that all? 3 months? Okay.
Yeah,
You're about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. Okay, low libido number 2, a little bit more serious. This is where you're kind of dead from your knees to your belly button and struggling to orgasm. You go, well, that's 15 minutes of my life I don't get back. You don't enjoy it. You don't ever think about it. You have no sexy dreams. You have no desire to masturbate. You never have a sexy thought through your brain, and it's upsetting you. We call that hypoactive sexual desire disorder. Now, it's 1 in 5 women after menopause, but it's increasingly common in younger women as well.
So 1 in 5 is quite high.
Quite high. Now, in order to meet the criteria for a diagnosis of hypoactive sexual desire disorder, you cannot have another mental health condition, so you can't be depressed because that causes low libido.
Yeah.
You can't have major relationship problems. Let's face it, if someone's being awful to you, you are not going to want to have sex with them. It's a very intimate and personal thing. You don't want to do that. If you've got a major medical condition, like if you had terrible sore hips and every time you had sex, it was really hurting, of course. So all of those things have got to be ruled out. But if everything is fine and the only thing that's not happening is between the sheets, then you could be eligible to go onto some supplemental testosterone. Okay. Now, it's not for every woman and it doesn't always work. Certainly the evidence that we have is really strong for women after the age of menopause. It's not as strong for women under the age of menopause, but I've used it. I've been really transparent with my patients and said, listen, we don't have strong evidence here. Do you want to give it a shot? And for a lot of women, it really does work. You've got to be really patient. It's not tomorrow you getting your groove back on. It's months, unfortunately.
I'm on it. It took me about 6 months.
Really?
Yeah,
6?
so it does take a while.
What made you push on? Because so many of my patients just want to give up. Like they're so over it.
I didn't want to give up. And then when it kicks in, you're like, hello, she's back. She's back alone, but she's back.
I reckon it is worth going to the GP to talk about it, but it is an awkward conversation to have.
If Anonymous is 38, would you consider she might be in peri?
She could be in perimenopause. We don't have the really good evidence for perimenopausal women, mainly because the studies haven't been done.
Yeah.
Like we've got to be transparent about that. It's not because we've done the studies and they don't work. I think it's just if she really wants it, you will have to advocate for yourself with your doctor and say, I just want to give it a shot. I think I meet the criteria for hypoactive sexual desire disorder. I think it is worth doing, go and Google one of the sexual desire screeners. There are actually all these questionnaires that you can do online that actually give you an online diagnosis that are actually validated. So do that and take it with you to your doctor. It makes the conversation a little bit less awkward when you can just pass them a printout from your laptop. It might be a bit easier. And then I think, unfortunately, because they're the gatekeeper to the medication, you can't get it without a prescription.
But as she's already sort of mentioned, stress, hormones, lifestyle can be affecting it, can't it? All of those things.
And then they rule out that diagnosis.
Yes, if you're working ridiculous hours.
And who's not these days?
Yes.
So, I do think it's worth going to your GP. Might be a bit awkward, that conversation. Might be worth slipping them the little piece of paper, but at least we know there's some treatment for it.
Absolutely. All right. The next one comes from Marissa, who's 41.
I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I feel like my hair has gone from thick and healthy to suddenly shedding everywhere. I'm finding strands in the shower, on my clothes, and basically following me around like a pet. Is this normal? And what could be causing it?
So the most common thing, Marissa, is something called telogen effluvium.
Ooh.
So telogen effluvium is a short-term hair loss that normally comes after some shock to the body. There were some studies that showed that 45% of women got telogen effluvium after COVID. But the thing is, it happens 2 to 4 months later. So a lot of women have forgotten that they had COVID. And look, we haven't studied flu and colds, but, given that we found that there was that fatigue that came from flu and colds as well, it probably causes telogen effluvium. Surgery, really common. A big emotional shock, like someone in the family getting really sick, that is really common. And so it's going to start about 2 to 4 months after the event happened.
So it'll take that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll last somewhere between 3 and 6 months of actual shedding. And at that point, it's actually going to stop. Now, then you're going to need to grow back all those little funny, fluffy hairs everywhere. Yeah. And your hair will come back. It might take a year or two only for it to happen again. There are rarer causes. So there's a genetic thing called female pattern hair loss. That kind of feels like it's in your part. Mm-hmm. So it's in the centre of your head, and we often describe it as a Christmas tree. So it gets wider and wider and wider, your part.
Yes.
And that's really common, particularly around menopause.
Okay.
I did an audit of my patients, and like that was one of the most distressing symptoms around menopause. Very interesting. And then there are autoimmune conditions where your hair comes out from everywhere. Thyroid conditions can also do it. Low iron can also cause your hair to fall out. So I think it's always worthwhile going to the doctor and just getting the low-hanging fruit of blood tests sort of done.
Yes.
And if we think it's a telogen effluvium, patience will be your best friend. But I do have some weird tips. Are you ready for these?
No, I'd love to hear them.
And this comes from friend of Mamma Mia, one of our very peri experts, Dr. Leona Yip. She is a hair specialist dermatologist.
You love her.
Yes. Isn't she brilliant?
Yeah.
So it was from her that I learnt that we all got told to look after your hair, don't wash it. Is that what you got told? Don't wash it too often?
Yeah, and I wash mine every day, so I was...
Best thing for your hair.
Yes.
Because Leona told me that, in fact, everywhere in Australia there's pollutants everywhere. They sit on your scalp, block some of the pores in your scalp and actually make your scalp less healthy. And so washing your hair every day is one of the best things you can do. The other thing that actually freaked me out was she wants you to dry your hair. So all of us who got told don't blow dry your hair.
I was always told not to do that.
Correct.
Okay, so I've been doing the right thing.
Yeah, so
Great.
actually we want to be blow drying your hair, never sit around the house with wet hair because that wet, damp scalp actually is not healthy for the scalp. So for the health of your hair, even if you're like Cath and have curly hair and you just use a diffuser just to dry the hair near your scalp, that's really important as well. So I thought that was amazing.
What about brushing?
So you just got to be careful you're not brushing too roughly because that can pull the hairs out by the root.
Okay.
So you don't want to thin your hair that way and you don't want to tie it up too tightly either because that can give you what we call traction alopecia. So it can actually pull so much on your hair that your hair follicle dies. So we don't want to do one of those super, like a messy bun that you've dried with a hair diffuser will be fantastic. That will be like one of your best methods to keep your hair nice and healthy. And if none of that is working, then you should ask your GP to do a referral to a dermatologist. They've done the blood test, everything's fine, but maybe now you need a referral to a dermatologist. There are lots of treatments. They're not cheap. Like, get ready. Ooh. They are really, really expensive. So let's do the hair drying kind of stuff first.
Let's
and
start with that, Marissa.
The hair washing, let's do that. And fingers crossed by the time you're all over this, it starts coming back all on its own.
Yay!
Okay, that is it for us from another week of Well. Guys, don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. It's going to drop straight into your feed automatically. I love that. And because you are such lovely people and you are clearly concerned about your health and everyone else's health, wouldn't the best thing to do, honestly, be to give us like the best rating and review, either on Apple or on Spotify? And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Cath and I, we do genuinely appreciate. We love every single letter.
Do.
We love every email. We love every DM, but we really, really love your reviews. Thank you.
We do. And if you want to hear your asking for a friend, send us an email or voice note to well@mammamia.com.au. And we, and when I say we, I mean Dr. Ginny, will get to the bottom of it. And please remember, information discussed in this podcast is for education purposes only and is not intended to provide professional medical advice. Please seek your own medical advice specific to your circumstances from your healthcare professional. See you next time.
Stay well.
Mamma Mia acknowledges the traditional owners of land and waters that this podcast is recorded on, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We pay our respects to elders past and present.